Pixel 1. Pixel 1 launched in 2016, and it was Google's first phone made entirely by Google. No HTC branding on the front, no Samsung involvement, just Google. The chip inside was a Snapdragon 821, and it had one single rear camera. No dual camera, no triple camera, just one lens. But that one lens produced photos that beat phones with two cameras because Google used computational photography to process every image with machine learning. It also came with unlimited Google Photos storage for free. Every photo and video you took backed up instantly in full quality at no cost. That alone was a reason millions of people switched. The Pixel 1 was not perfect hardware. The bezels were thick, the design was boring, and it was expensive. But it proved that software could beat hardware. That idea became the DNA of every Pixel after it. Pixel 2. Pixel 2 launched in 2017 and took everything the first Pixel did well and pushed it further. The camera scored 99 on DxOMark, the highest score any smartphone had ever received at that point. It introduced Active Edge. You could literally squeeze the sides of the phone to open Google Assistant. Nobody else was doing this. It sounds like a small thing, but it was genuinely useful before voice assistants were trusted enough to talk to in public. The Pixel 2 XL had an OLED display with a nearly bezel-less design, and the Pixel 2 had a smaller but sharper screen. Both phones got 3 years of guaranteed Android updates, which was unheard of for Android at that time. The Pixel 2 is the phone that made people take the Pixel series seriously. Before this, Pixel was a curiosity. After this, it was a legitimate iPhone alternative for Android users. Pixel 3. Pixel 3 launched in 2018 and introduced the feature that changed smartphone photography permanently. It was called Night Sight. Night Sight used machine learning to combine multiple exposures taken in rapid succession and merge them into a single bright, sharp, detailed photo in near-complete darkness. No flash needed. You could take a photo in a pitch-black room, and it came out looking like daylight. Every Android manufacturer spent the next 3 years trying to copy this. Samsung, OnePlus, Huawei, all of them. Night Sight set the standard that the entire industry chased. The Pixel 3 also got Call Screen, which let Google Assistant answer your calls for you and transcribe what the caller was saying in real time before you even picked up. Designed specifically for the US market where spam calls are a massive daily problem. The design was the criticism. The Pixel 3 XL had one of the largest notches ever put on a smartphone and thick bezels at the bottom. People made memes about it, but they still bought it for the camera. Pixel 4. Pixel 4 launched in 2019, and this is where Google got overconfident. The phone had a Solid radar chip built into the top that could detect hand gestures hovering above the screen. You could wave your hand to skip a song or snooze an alarm without touching the phone. It sounds impressive. In practice, nobody used it. The feature was called Motion Sense, and it was discontinued in the very next generation. The Pixel 4 also removed the fingerprint sensor entirely and replaced it with Face Unlock. The problem was Face Unlock worked even when your eyes were closed, which meant someone could unlock your phone while you were sleeping. Google had to patch this with a software update that required your eyes to be open. The battery was also a disaster. The Pixel 4 had one of the smallest batteries of any flagship phone that year, and heavy users could not make it through a full day. The Pixel 4 is remembered as the generation where Google experimented too much, delivered too little, and charged too much for the result. Pixel 5. Pixel 5 launched in 2020, and Google made a decision that split the fanbase completely. They used a mid-range Snapdragon 765G chip instead of Qualcomm's flagship processor. Every other phone maker was racing to put the most powerful chip inside. Google went the opposite direction. They said battery life and value matter more than benchmark scores. The Pixel 5 delivered the best battery life of any Pixel to date, and it supported both wireless charging and reverse wireless charging so you could charge your earbuds off the back of your phone. It was also the first Pixel with proper 5G support across all major US carriers. And it launched at $699, lower than the Pixel 4, which had cost $799. But enthusiasts were furious. They felt Google had abandoned the flagship market. The Pixel 5 was essentially a mid-range phone sold at a premium price, and people noticed. This backlash is directly why Google completely overhauled the Pixel lineup the very next year. Pixel 6. Pixel 6 launched in 2021, and this is the most important Pixel ever made before the 11. Google stopped using Qualcomm chips entirely and built their own silicon from scratch. They called it Tensor. Tensor G1 was designed specifically for AI and machine learning running entirely on the device. This unlocked features no Snapdragon phone could match. Magic Eraser let you remove any object from a photo with a single tap, and the AI filled in the background automatically. Live Translate worked in real time without an internet connection. Real Tone improved how the camera captured darker skin tones, fixing a bias problem that had existed in smartphone cameras for years. The design was also completely new. Two-tone back with a camera bar running across the full width of the phone. It looked like nothing else on the market, and it started at $599. Pixel 9. Pixel 9 launched in 2024, and the biggest change was not hardware. It was the AI. Google replaced Google Assistant with Gemini as the default on Pixel for the first time. Gemini is Google's most advanced AI model. And putting it directly into a phone meant you could have a full conversation, get complex answers, and ask it to help with tasks that the old assistant could never handle. This was the first time a consumer phone shipped with a genuinely capable AI assistant built in from day one. The Pixel 9 also got Best Take, which let you pick the best face of each person from a burst of photos and combine them into one shot where everyone looks good. Call Notes automatically summarized your phone calls using AI. And Satellite SOS let you send emergency messages from anywhere even without a cell signal. Google also released 5 models in the Pixel 9 lineup for the first time. Pixel 9, Pixel 9 Pro, Pixel 9 Pro XL, Pixel 9 Pro Fold, and the Pixel 9a. Full product family instead of just 1 or 2 phones. Pixel 11. Pixel 11 launches August 12th, 2026, and it is the biggest leap in Pixel history. The Tensor G6 chip inside is built on TSMC's 2nm process. This makes the Pixel 11 the first smartphone in the world to ship with a 2nm chip. The Tensor G6 runs 15 to 20% more efficiently than last year's Tensor G5. Your phone stays cooler under load, your battery lasts longer, and on-device Gemini AI runs faster than any previous Pixel. There is also a new feature called Pixel Glow. A soft ambient light sits near the camera bar that reacts when your phone is face down, pulses for notifications, and changes color based on what is happening on your screen. Every hands-on preview says it is genuinely impressive in person. Pricing starts at $899 with 256 gigabytes of base storage. The old 128 gigabyte option is gone completely. Pixel 11 Pro starts at $1,099, Pro XL at $1,299, and the Pro Fold at $1,899. 10 years ago, Pixel was a side project. Now, it has the most advanced chip in any Android phone, the most capable on-device AI in the market. That is not a side project anymore. Oh yeah, I also made other cool videos, so do not forget to watch them later. Okay,